competition here. We're going to have Tom Erikson and Tsuyoshi Kosaka, and that is Kosaka making his entry in there. Let's take a closer look at him.
試合するのは2回目なので、普段と同じようにやれればと思っています。レスリングですごい実績のある選手で、体格も自分より大きいで、しっかりそのテイクダウンの技術がしっかりしている選手だと思います。いや、特にないね。ただ普段からどっちかっていうとレスリング志望の自分が選手なので、だから特にそういうものは感じない。スパーリングだね、やっぱりね。スパーリングを中心にして、あとそれプラスコンディショニングとして、で食生活は、特にその気をつけてるところはないけれども、なんていうの、使ったカロリーの分だけは取るようにはしている。楽しみ。釣り。
What kind of fishing?
どういうフィッシングですか？
バスフィッシング。
バスフィッシング。
Do you cook them or you just catch them?
No.
食べる。
No. 釣り上げるまで段階を楽しんでる。
Do you have a girlfriend or somebody that you see?
Yes.
Is she here with you?
ここに今来られてますか？
No.
Why not?
なぜですか？
Far away. いい試合をしましょう。
And Kosaka, 1995 Tournament of J champion. That's the man he's going up against. Tom Erikson, World Cup gold medalist and a tremendous fourth 1997 U.S. Nationals champion, fourth in the world. 1996 Pan Am champ. Let's take a closer look at Tom Erikson.
You know, I'm 33 years old. I've wrestled about 20 years of my life, so well over 2/3 of my life I've spent wrestling and trying to perfect wrestling skills. Finding big people to train with is hard to do. It's not very easy to find people my size to train with. I aspired to wrestle in the Olympics in the year 2000. I just moved into a new home, and I've got a huge challenge in my yard. It really doesn't have one, a bunch of ragweeds and things like that it's going to be fun, you know, spending some time working at my home, little hobby things, building a little shop in my garage. I'm an assistant coach at Purdue. I enjoy being here is to start a tradition, to be able to say that, you know, we have world-class wrestlers coming out of Purdue University. There's freestyle and Greco-Roman. Greco-Roman is mostly upper body, above the waist wrestling, and freestyle is pretty much all out. That's why I think what makes this event to me appealing, because of the chance to match the martial arts, you know, freestyle wrestling, to jiu-jitsu, to karate, to pancrase, you know, and it's going to be exciting to see which martial art comes on top and the difference in matchups. He's going to have more skill in the submissions probably than I do. I believe I'm going to have more skill in the wrestling aspect and maybe the takedowns, hopefully. But it's the transition between the takedown and the ground fighting, the conflict in the two styles. It's going to be exciting to see how he's going to make his transitions into his offensive techniques to score, and how I'm going to use my offensive, you know, techniques to score and submit him. You know, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Tom Erikson is ready.
I would like to introduce our referee for this evening from Melbourne, Australia. He is the first of only 4 black belts under grappling master Gene LaBelle, currently training under Higan Machado of the Machado brothers, Our referee for tonight, John Donahue. Fighting out of the red corner, weighing in tonight at 228 pounds, standing 6 feet tall, from Tokyo, Japan, he is the 1996 Tournament of J champion, representing Rings Organization out of Japan, Tsuyoshi Kosaka. Fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in tonight at 283 and 1/2 pounds, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, from West Lafayette, Indiana. He is the 1997 U.S. Nationals champion and the 1996 Pan American Championships champion, representing the Raw team, Tom Erikson.
Erikson and Kosaka ready to square off. Erikson at 286 pounds, Kosaka 220. And that is the biggest edge in the competition. Erikson a bull, and points can be scored, but submission is the ultimate form of victory. We'll get to the points as we get a chance. And Erikson immediately getting Kosaka down. Kosaka looking for guard. Erikson in control right away. Got partial guard there by Kosaka around one leg.
There's an over arm bar from the guard. Not a smart idea because it's hard to finish in that position. Here comes an arm lock. And he's squashing it. Boy, and I'll tell you, he can squash it, huh, Dan?
Yes, I feel that, actually there was no takedown there. No, that was no takedown, so nobody really scored any points there, but how the scoring system goes right now. But, we've, he's definitely in, his wrestling control advantage. But, I think the other guy, he feels comfortable where he's at. So I don't think there's anything really going on right there.
Yeah, I don't know if the word is comfortable. I was under him the other day, and I can't describe it that way. But you see the way he's pushing away with the overlapped legs, trying to keep Tom back. Well, that's very, very difficult to hold a 283-pounder of such skill back.
Erikson with some good speed for a big man as well. We see some good agility, and he's using that leverage right now. Notice how he's leaning forward, pressing on the legs, and getting the most of his weight here, trying to bridge up.
You'll notice the figure 4 leg lock holding him back. He's having a real tough time getting those legs off of his left leg.
And Kosaka being held in here right now by his legs. Erikson talked on the interview piece about the submission. He's not as big on that, he feels, and he would want to work more on it. He's in a strategic situation here. Now he could use the submission hold.
Well, not yet, but very close to it.
As far as the knowledge of it is concerned, he's creeping forward now, trying to take advantage and pretty much cut the body space in half that he would operate here against Kosaka.
I think from my point of view, wrestling point of view, I wouldn't want to be right there where he's at. I'd get out of that. Guard position. He's having a hard time there. I'm not sure who's working harder either. I think Erikson might be working a little harder.
He just got a point, Dan. He beat the guard. Just as you said it, and his arm is in danger again if this leg comes over his face. See him pull the arm out the other side?
So Kosaka trying to make some thunder happen from the bottom, and Erikson controlling it from the top. Got a nice point for getting past the guard. Points are awarded for things like getting past the guard, throws, takedowns, sweeps, reversals, and a go-behind, which is when you get behind the back of an opponent. The matches are 5 3-minute rounds. We're coming to the end of the first one, Erikson and Kosaka.
You notice, Dave, that he's almost reclaimed guard completely again.
Round 1 comes to an end. And how the scoring is, as we mentioned, the judges at ringside will decide that it was either a draw, a 1-point advantage for one component, or a 2-point edge for a fighter. All the judges' totals are added up, and then at the end you'll have a winner. They're tallied up. This is how round 1 looked.
You notice that the guard is open here, and Erikson just passes it around the corner, beating this left leg.
Now, if both legs are draped around an opponent, that's the guard. He was able to get past that.
The leg over, pushed him away, and he was trying to get this arm right here. But he pulled out, and Erikson was smart enough to release that, although he lost position.
Kosaka had a good shot at the end of the round to make some things happen.
I wasn't real impressed with Erikson that round, just from the standpoint that he wasted a lot of time on the mat there.
Well, now, based on the competition, the wrestlers get a lot of points with the things we mentioned, the throws, the takedowns. What doesn't score is control.
Now, he just tried to get an ankle on him, and Tom crushed him. It's the best way I can say it.
Well, he actually went for a trip, but he was like hitting a stone wall there.
Now, you're seeing that Erikson is operating from the top half of the body now on Kosaka. He's moved his legs up more, and he's basically able, if he can do this, to keep Kosaka's legs out of play. That's what he's trying to do here.
You know, Kosaka's no dummy. He sits there, and he plays into a game, but he has to protect his neck, and that's where I'm seeing his weakness. He's going behind, and of course, Tom, was that called a whizzer
That's
again?
Called a whizzer, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, right there in that position, could Tom actually take his hands and try to choke?
No.
Okay, you cannot choke from the hands.
Well, it's very difficult because you can put yourself in an armbar peril.
Okay.
And does Erikson want to try to get his legs around the legs of Kosaka here to do his best damage? They're blocking him off. He needs to get a little closer.
I really like Kosaka's open guard and the ability for him to try to go underneath to get a knee on this tree trunk.
We talked about major difference in the styles, and John, the martial artists are content to be on the mat and try to operate from their feet and try offensive positions and attempt submissions from there.
Right, and they like to go underneath with these big guys. And you see that Tom just does not want to let him go underneath.
Now, Erikson, if you're watching wrestling, you've been a big fan of wrestling, this would be riding time probably in normal wrestling matches where he'd have control, but no points are awarded for this, so he needs techniques, he needs some control here, and Kosaka very patient despite being on the bottom.
Actually, it'd be more than riding time. It's near fall situation.
Riding time near fall,
yeah,
which is just about a pin in wrestling.
Yeah, he's probably is pinned, you know, but it's only 1,000.
Now he gets around. He gets over the leg now, and Erikson has a chance.
Still got one leg caught, Dave, and that's been Kosaka's. You see, he tries to get an instep armbar on him. He's done that twice now. I think it's maybe the strength of Erikson or the slipperiness, as Dan mentioned before, is just too much of an adversary.
Kosaka's legs an annoyance at this point to Erikson, who has had the territorial control. However, Kosaka will not let him get around both legs and hone in just on the top half of his body. Dave Bontempo along with John Peretti and Dan Gable. Glad you're with us for the Contenders. First of its kind.
Well, I tell you, so far in this match, I just felt that the wrestlers are getting, their control and their advantage position, but, they're certainly not in a position to even come close to submission. So, it looks like long matches.
I'd say that's 2 draw rounds. What do you think?
Depends what you gave Erikson for the getting around the guard at the end of the
I don't know if you gave him a point that first one or not. I don't see I didn't see any domination. I didn't see any takedowns in that match, in that particular round. The first one, it wasn't really a takedown, but it was maybe fleeing the guard and scoring to the side.
John, at what point, as you take a look at Erikson, does Kosaka try to be aggressive and maybe get off of the ground here and try something else, or is he just going to try and win it from his back?
I think he's going to go underneath. He's made 2 attempts so far to go underneath, and I think that he has the ability to really move and go underneath. But again, I've never seen anyone as fast as Tom Erikson. That big.
Tom Erikson, 1997 U.S. Nationals Championship, 4th in the world, 1996 Pan Am champion, 1992 World Cup champion, tremendous big man. Many people say he could have played football. The agility, the sweeps.
I got the signal from the judges over there that it was 2 draws.
As you guys suspect.
Under. See him trying to go under?
I wouldn't drop down on him.
So now here we go with Erikson trying to assume control on top. He's had that territorial advantage, but Kosaka has been cagey from the bottom.
Dangerous. Very dangerous.
So the guard attempt there by Kosaka around the neck of Erikson.
Just smashed him.
Erikson needs a weapon right here in this position, and it's not there yet.
Hey Dan, what does Erikson's gas look like? I mean, how's he handling this?
Well, I don't think he's, don't think he's over a, like losing a lot of gas in this position. I think he's wasting a little time there, and as far as like he said, he's not getting takedowns. I think his gas is holding up. There's not that much. He's fighting mostly just to keep out of positions. He's probably working harder than the Japanese. So Kosaka. So I'd say that he's probably expending more energy.
These are long matches for the wrestlers. Kenny Monday, for example, has never been more than 9 minutes in a match, and he has to go 15 minutes here and pace himself.
Yeah, this is smart tactics, I believe, by Japanese.
And I think we'll see some wrestlers at times, Dan, buying a little bit of time when they can. So basically, poising to strike, looking for their best opportunity. Kosaka attempting the guard around the neck did not work. He's trying a few more things, it looks like, John, here in this round.
Yeah, instep, leg over arm bars. That's a very strange thing. Tom's actually going back into the guard voluntarily.
I don't know if he is or not.
Okay.
I just don't know.
You guys can't agree at all, can you? It's been like this all week.
I really think that Kosaka is really doing a good job of keeping him from getting the outside, and he's causing him to get back over there.
That's 3 attempts at arm bars that have missed.
Kosaka has outlined his strategy here against the bigger man. Not intimidated at all. Trying to buy some space by pushing off with the arm to set up something with his legs.
Yeah, I just don't understand Tom right now trying to stay in there like there. I just don't understand his strategy.
You think he should stand up?
I think he should get back up but I think Kosaka's doing a good job of throwing himself in the bottom. He's using defensive tactics, but it's really kind of working.
Well, John, a point you made, I could see that. I think Erikson needs to be higher up in the body instead of slipping back voluntarily into the guard position, which he did.
He's being held off by arms. You'd think Kosaka was exhausted by those arms now. I mean, doing push-ups with a 280-pound torso on top of him.
Well, he's done push-ups for 3 rounds. The third one comes to a close.
And he's hooked the arm, and he's not going to get anything on it now. Oh, Kosaka's exhausted.
It's not only 3 rounds, it's 3 exhaustive rounds. And again, we'll remind you that the judges will score the either even rounds, 1 point to a winner, or 2 points if the win is by domination. They add up their points after the 5 rounds, and then for each judge, the victory is determined, and that, the 3 judges combined, equal the winner. And you add up their scores. We'll go to replay from the 3rd round. Erikson on top, and Kosaka very happy to be in the bottom, and this was the early part of it.
Notice here that the foot is always in, the foot is always out, meaning that he tries for the armbar, he'll throw it across. When he can't get it because Tom flushes him and just crushes him against the fence, he goes back to a real defensive position.
I don't see a clear-cut takedown by Erikson in any of the matches yet, except for maybe when he passed the guard. But, that wasn't really a takedown. It was just coming off kind of a position. So that round really was one that I'm not sure what happened there.
Me neither.
Pretty much.
I wonder what the judges did.
If Erikson did not get the win after passing guard in round 1, the judges are very picky in what they want. It will have to be very obvious for points here as we start the 4th.
Kosaka is really using his guard position.
Yes, he is.
He just knows that he can't go. He's forcing the takedown to go neutral. Well, and so he's doing really good tactics, I feel. If
Kosaka can get into guard, he's dealing with half of Erikson instead of the whole 286, and it becomes something where he can focus in on a specific body part. Here's a guy that's showing a lot of poise from the bottom.
But because Kosaka is using defensive tactics, I would have to say if this whole 5 rounds goes like this, you got to consider defensive tactics, that really I don't think are that good.
And I think this illustrates exactly the difference between what this match is, the Contenders, and a normal wrestling match. Normal wrestling match, you've given Erikson tons of points right now for aggression, for riding time, for near falls. And in this competition, Kosaka can wait back and try for the submission and go after it.
And I don't think that, Erikson's going to, win by points, but he may win by aggression.
And I think that's the beauty of it, John, is that each discipline gives up something. The martial artists don't have the strikers. The wrestling know that they have to do something a little more than just ride their opponents.
To be honest with you, I see Erikson not being able to pass the guard, and that's the extent of his aggression. And Kosaka is tried 3 or 4 leg over arm bars. He's tried to go under 3 or 4 times. He's the one who's doing things here. Dan, what do you think?
Well, I think he's doing things from the mat. You know, that's where he wants to be. You know, realistically, when he's shooting, is he realistically thinking he's going to take Erikson down? You really think so?
No, he's trying to get a leg. He's trying to go under and get a leg.
Yeah, I know, but...
Not to take him down, to get a submission on the knee.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
If you're at home thinking that John and Dan don't necessarily agree, that's been the theme throughout this entire competition, sending up the wrestlers and the martial artists as we come to the end of round 4 in what has been more or less a provocative chess match at this point between Tom Erikson and Kosaka. And Kosaka deserves some credit for neutralizing such a big man.
I really thought I'd see some throws in this one, but you know, the key thing that we haven't talked about also, instead of just going underneath him, he's also bouncing away from him on his feet. He's staying away, and then when Erikson's coming after him, that's when he's going under.
Dan,
he's not locking up.
Are you a little surprised Erikson has not adjusted tactically?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am a little surprised. I just don't. I don't know if the corner people over there are telling him that he's dominating because he's in this position or what, but definitely by the rules, he's not dominating like I'd like to see him dominate from the feet.
End of round 4, Kosaka, the guard, Erikson applying pressure. They'll go to a 5th.
Again, I'm sorry to say, if people disagree, but I give that round to Kosaka because he is the one trying to initiate, and Tom Erikson cannot get past the guard. I mean, he hasn't accomplished a thing there.
Well, you can say that, but I disagree just because I think Kosaka, that's his only chance of winning, and he's using smart tactics. But he's throwing himself to me underneath. He's not. So far, he hasn't even showed me. He's having a real good lock. But I am disappointed that that Tom is trying to know that he's winning the match. I don't know if he knows if he's winning the match.
Well, the people who will decide, Kurt Angle, 1996 Olympic gold medalist, one of the judges, also Russ Hellickson, head wrestling coach at Ohio State University for the past 10 years, and Gene Buddha LaBelle, Mr. Wrestling for over 40 years. And John, we saw him display some of his 26,000 holds last night, and he just loves to have his congregation on hand to show his moves.
That's true.
Looked up to as a god in the community. 5th round. Here we go.
I think Erikson's going to have to score a good takedown here or throw to. There we go. No, he didn't pass the guard.
Did not get it.
He did try though, Dan. I think he heard you about going for the takedown.
Yeah, he's gonna. He didn't quite pass the guard again.
And remember, as you watch, as a takedown is accomplished, if the guy in the bottom accomplishes the guard, which means he wraps his legs around the guy who threw him down, nothing is accomplished. There are no points.
Ankle, ankle, ankle.
Kosaka in a good spot here.
Beautiful.
He goes for an ankle lock.
He's got it. He's got it.
He's got an ankle and a knee.
Instep crank, and all he has to do is lean back. Now, if Tom can get through it, he's okay. He's arching really hard on it. That's a tremendous instep crank.
Kosaka
with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
In a big offensive position from the bottom. Erikson leaning to the side. Kosaka able to turn and crank.
Pain. A lot of pain here. The big man moves.
Erikson fights through it.
Almost kicked him.
Erikson showing his mettle right now.
I can't believe his knee's that flexible.
Well, and the instep too.
He doesn't seem to appear in pain. I don't know whether Osaka's waiting or what.
Oh, he's not waiting, but he's getting closer and closer, which makes it less and less effective. Tom's doing the right thing, but I think he's going to turn it again. He let go of it.
Erikson has smothered the ankle lock to this point.
I think he came out of it.
He escaped.
He's out of it. I can't believe he come out of that. That is unreal, because that's their holds.
That's a powerhouse of a man.
That's unbelievable.
Well, when you take the top martial artists and the wrestlers, they're also able to negate some of the best moves of the other, and we see it right there. We see Kosaka with the ankle lock and Erikson smothering it and then turning it away.
That was his first major mistake, except not being real tactful on his feet. But the thing about him is I don't know if he got hurt in that. He could have twisted a knee there, but I guess it doesn't really matter because he didn't submit.
Well, there's a minute left, so we'll see where Kosaka goes from here. I know he thinks he's probably losing this match. He's going for another leg, by the way. That's why he's turning so far.
Why are you saying that, losing his match, when you've been talking about him winning the match?
Well, not everyone agrees with me, including you.
Well, the only thing is, you know, we got two judges that are wrestlers. I'm sure that, you know, that does influence the thing. But at the same time, being a wrestler, knowing the rules, if I was Erikson, I would probably try to get a clean-cut score here.
You would back him off. Right?
I would, yeah, back him off and get a takedown or pass the guard. But, you know, I don't know if he can.
Now, Kosaka with some deceiving strength despite yielding so many pounds. And he is grimacing. He is trying to make something go here.
Look how strong Tom Erikson's neck is.
And this has been a grueling match, and I don't think either guy would be too disappointed if they scored a draw. Let's see what happens. Late now, we see a turnaround. Is Erikson looking for the last takedown?
See, that's
Kosaka was able to get out.
Time is up.
That's it.
Well, the basis of this competition is an argument, and I think you've got an argument here over who won.
Well, you know, I think John over here, I think you gave him the point, the first point of the match, and then you took it away.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Erikson was given the point at the end of the first round, but then we were told that the judges had scored it even. So let's see how they look at it.
Well, it had to be a 0-0.
So you're saying that we might have a draw here?
I'm saying we might have a draw, but I'm not so sure that.
Here's Kosaka's big moment. He had the chance, and then Erikson was able to get out of it.
Did that count for anything?
Here.
Did that count for anything? Did that count for anything?
No, it was a non-submission.
Okay, so there's no points there.
True.
So I think that Erikson won by a point.
By 1 point.
Yeah, I think
so. You didn't give Kosaka that last round for aggression and the ability to attack.
I didn't see aggression at all because I thought he used that as a tactic. That was my opinion. But hey, I don't know. We'll see.
We agree to disagree.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by judges' decision, Tom Erikson.
Erikson takes it, and his overall aggression perhaps feeding into that as well, or the fact that he was on the top. And Erikson getting the nod here over a gutsy Kosaka, who had him in some trouble in round 5. And Jim Shear, executive director of USA Wrestling, is standing by with Tom Erikson. Shear, of course, a great wrestler himself during his time. Let's go to him now. Jim?
Tom, congratulations on a tough win. It appeared that he was pretty close to an ankle lock in the 5th period there. Did you feel you were in danger?
Close. He had the ankle lock. I'm just, I'm lucky I'm a horse, I mean, my size paid off there. A lot of guys his size get caught in there. I mean, I got caught, in a bad position. He got desperate. I thought I controlled the whole fight until then, and he started doing some desperate things. I gave up a desperate situation, which, that's a lack of concentration on my part.
Yeah, it's a new fighter. You've never fought before in a new style. Did it go quite what you expected?
No. I mean, I wanted to dominate a little bit more. I didn't. I sat back a little bit. I'm sorry I disappointed the fans. I wanted to go out and be more explosive on them. Use more of my techniques instead of countering a little bit. Got on my game plan a little bit. I should have been more aggressive, start passing the guard, but I think I got in there and started getting a little passive.
It seemed like you had a difficulty passing the guard, getting to your headlock. Was his tactics a little bit different than what you expected?
No, I mean, the Japanese who fight in the rings are, infamous for leg locks, ankle locks and stuff. That's what he caught me in. He's looking to do that the whole fight. I was just real aware of that. I didn't want to get too carried away. He's so much smaller than I am. I didn't want to have to step over him, trying to slide it, step over, let him slip off the back.
Well, congratulations on a great win.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So Tom Erikson able to put that one away, and we're up next with Frank Shamrock and Dan Henderson. Very close first one. Frank Shamrock, 1996 King of Pancrase in Japan. He trained Maurice Smith, among others.